There was a period in life when every step felt uncertain, when the world appeared as a collection of fragmented moments and connection seemed fleeting. You went through days carrying a quiet sense of longing, aware that something or someone was missing, even if you couldn't identify what it was. Then, unexpectedly, a presence appears, subtle yet unmistakable, that shifts everything. It is not loud or dramatic, but it carries weight, resonance, and a familiarity that touches the deepest parts of your being. You sense it in your chest, during quiet reflection, and in the way ordinary moments suddenly feel charged with new significance. It is as if life has been holding its breath, waiting for this encounter to awaken a part of you that had been dormant. In that instant, you realize that true recognition does not always come through sight or reasoning. It emerges from the soul's quiet knowing. You feel that you have arrived exactly where you were meant to be, and that the once aimless currents of your life have finally aligned. The world appears richer, more vivid, and even the smallest gestures carry meaning. Within this awakening, a truth long waiting for you becomes clear. When someone is truly meant for you, the soul recognizes it before the mind does. This recognition changes everything. There is a dimension of the human experience beyond logic or reason, quiet, subtle, yet deeply powerful. When someone is meant for you, it is often this deeper part of yourself that perceives them first. It is not your thinking mind, the part that weighs reasons or analyzes. It is your inner self, the deeper layers of consciousness that senses a natural resonance. You may feel an unexplained pull toward someone, or experience an instant sense of familiarity even if you've never met before. This recognition isn't based on appearances or surface traits. It comes from something far older, something existing in the deeper currents of the psyche. It is as if you are seeing a reflection of yourself in another person. There is a sense that you have known them in some way that is difficult to describe. It can feel like a memory stirring, a quiet inner whisper that says, "This belongs." The feeling is natural, effortless. It isn't something you choose. Your soul, in its quiet wisdom, senses alignment. Within that alignment comes a subtle confirmation that this connection carries meaning. The mind can sometimes deceive, but the deeper self rarely does. When your inner self recognizes someone, it perceives patterns, harmonies, and energies that the conscious mind cannot fully grasp. It notices how they move through life, how they respond to challenges, and the way they carry themselves. These subtleties are not a checklist of qualities, but a holistic sense of being. It is a recognition that goes beyond thought, a knowing felt in the body, the gut, and the heart. Your entire being responds, even if you cannot explain why. The experience can be striking. You may find yourself drawn to this person without understanding the reason. There may be moments when words fall short, when logic asks questions your inner self has already answered. It is as though an invisible thread has connected you to someone beyond ordinary time and circumstance. This thread isn't created by effort or planning. It is preordained in a profound and intimate way, appearing as an immediate sense of recognition. This inner awareness carries trust. You instinctively feel that this connection is safe and purposeful. You may notice a sense of calm around them, as if you can reveal parts of yourself without fear. Your inner self senses that it has found a companion capable of reflecting your truth. This recognition doesn't rely solely on their actions or words. It is about an energy, a presence that harmonizes with your own being. It is subtle but unmistakable. Over time, this recognition shapes how you perceive interactions. Ordinary moments gain significance. A casual conversation feels meaningful. A shared glance conveys understanding beyond words. The inner self continues to register resonance in gestures, silences, and unspoken ways of connecting. It quietly affirms alignment. Sometimes this feeling can be mistaken for infatuation or desire, but it is different. Infatuation is driven by surface-level attraction or fleeting emotion, dependent on circumstances. Inner recognition, however, comes from a deeper place. It is a profound awareness that this connection is not accidental. It arises from the way two psyches naturally complement each other. It isn't about appearances or achievements, but about the resonance of being itself. The beauty of this inner awareness is that it requires no explanation or proof. It simply exists. It is a quiet voice within the mind and a gentle vibration in the heart, both signaling that this connection holds significance. The more one pays attention, the clearer it becomes. Life begins to feel slightly more purposeful, carrying added depth, because the inner self has sensed a truth that the conscious mind may take time to fully grasp. This recognition is transformative, not loud or dramatic, but steady and profound. It opens the door to growth, deeper understanding, and experiences aligned with the true nature of one's being. It teaches patience, awareness, and the skill of noticing subtle patterns. It reminds us that not all truths are visible, not all connections follow logic, and not all love is immediate. Some of it is sensed in the quietest, most hidden corners of the self. Ultimately, inner recognition is the soul's guidance, the subtle intuition nudging toward what is meant to be. It cannot be forced or manufactured. It is discovered, acknowledged, and respected. When this happens, it shifts the perception of life, subtly altering priorities, perspectives, and the natural rhythm of existence. It is the start of understanding something far greater than coincidence, a connection that speaks to the depths of who we are and who we are becoming. When someone is meant for you, the way you perceive the world begins to shift, almost imperceptibly at first. Ordinary experiences that were once overlooked gain new weight and meaning. A simple walk may feel fuller, a shared silence more profound, a casual smile more significant. Life itself seems more vivid. This is not imagination or wishful thinking. It is the natural result of inner alignment between two people. When the psyche recognizes a true connection, it filters experience differently. Colors seem richer, sounds more harmonious, and even small gestures carry significance. The world, once blurred by routine, appears illuminated. You notice details that were previously missed, the way sunlight passes through leaves, the subtle tone in a stranger's voice, the quiet rhythm of daily life. These observations are not superficial. They reflect the mind and heart awakening to greater sensitivity and awareness. The presence of someone meant for you acts like a lens, bringing clarity to aspects of life that had gone unnoticed. Ordinary events transform into moments of subtle beauty and significance. This shift also influences self-perception. When the inner self senses alignment, it becomes more attentive to its own states. Thoughts, feelings, and impulses that once blended into the background gain clarity. Life feels more coherent, and actions and experiences appear connected in ways not obvious before. This is not about achieving perfection. It is about perceiving life with deeper understanding and intuition. A veil seems lifted, revealing intricate patterns that always existed but were hidden from ordinary awareness. Time may also feel altered. Moments with someone meant for you stretch beyond normal limits. Everyday routines gain significance because they are shared or observed through the lens of connection. A simple conversation can feel like exploration, a quiet pause like insight. This shift is not caused by changes in the external world, but by an internal expansion allowing you to receive and appreciate life more fully. Life feels richer, fuller, and more textured because mind, heart, and soul are attuned to heightened awareness. Another notable effect is the shift in priorities. Things that once seemed urgent or critical may recede, while subtle, meaningful experiences rise to prominence. The focus gradually shifts from chasing achievements and seeking external approval to being fully present, understanding yourself, and connecting with what resonates deeply. Decisions are approached with more care, guided less by impulse and more by an intuitive sense of what aligns with your inner self. This is not just a concept, it is a real, tangible change in how life is experienced and perceived. Even past memories and experiences can take on new significance. When someone is truly meant for you, the past no longer feels like a series of unrelated events. Experiences, relationships, and choices that once seemed ordinary or even confusing may now reveal their meaning, as if the threads connecting them to your present have been unveiled. The mind begins to notice patterns, lessons, and connections that were previously invisible. This clarity, looking back, is part of the broader shift in perception, making life feel coherent rather than random. This change in perspective is subtle but deeply transformative. It does not announce itself with drama or grand gestures. Instead, it works quietly through increased awareness, heightened sensitivity, and a natural recognition of meaning in everyday life. Life feels richer and fuller, not because external circumstances have changed, but because your perception has expanded to embrace its true depth. The ordinary becomes extraordinary, the simple becomes meaningful, and existence itself starts to feel purposeful and resonant. When someone is genuinely meant for you, their presence becomes more than just companionship. It acts as a mirror, reflecting aspects of yourself you may not have fully acknowledged. This reflection is not always comfortable, but it is essential, revealing both strengths and weaknesses, light and shadow, and inviting you to explore the layers of your own being. Transformation does not occur through force, it emerges naturally as the psyche responds to resonance. When two people align deeply, growth becomes inevitable. This process often begins quietly. You notice patterns within yourself that had previously gone unnoticed, fears you avoided, desires you ignored, or thought patterns that limited your perspective. Their presence brings these aspects into awareness, not to criticize or burden you, but to illuminate and guide. Life itself becomes a subtle teacher, encouraging self-exploration. You may begin questioning your choices, habits, or beliefs, but these reflections go beyond self-criticism. They are invitations to understand, integrate, and evolve. This transformation is deeply personal and unique. It does not follow a predictable timeline, but it unfolds naturally as you and the other person resonate and grow together. Nor does it conform to what others expect. This is an inward journey inspired by connection, their energy, their presence, and their approach to life. Everything about them resonates in ways that awaken hidden parts of your psyche. By noticing them, you also notice yourself, not as a distant concept, but as a living, evolving being. You start to recognize your own capacity for patience, compassion, and courage, as well as the areas where growth is needed. The reflection they provide is subtle but uncompromisingly honest. At times, transformation can feel uncomfortable. Acknowledging one's own shadow is rarely simple. Long-ignored habits, fears, or insecurities may surface, and the presence of someone aligned with you can intensify them. Yet, this friction is essential for growth. The connection fosters honesty, and honesty, in turn, encourages change. Over time, the aspects of yourself that once felt fragmented or hidden begin to integrate into a more cohesive whole. This is not about becoming someone else, it is about becoming a fuller, truer version of yourself. There is also a quiet expansion of emotional depth. Being in alignment with someone meant for you awakens empathy, patience, and understanding. You begin to sense emotional currents that previously went unnoticed, both within yourself and in others. The mind learns to move beyond reaction and judgment into awareness and reflection. Your emotional life becomes richer, more nuanced, and more connected to the larger rhythm of life. This is not about perfection, but about attunement, responding to yourself and the world with greater insight and authenticity. This transformation also influences how you relate to life. Experiences are no longer filtered only through personal gain, routine, or superficial desire. Every thought, action, and interaction becomes informed by a growing awareness of interconnection. Choices are made with greater care because you are more conscious of your own patterns and the patterns around you. You become aware of the consequences of your actions and the deeper motives behind them. This is the subtle power of alignment, which teaches self-responsibility not as a burden, but as a natural outcome of understanding oneself more deeply. Another vital aspect is the awakening of intuition. As transformation deepens, your inner voice grows stronger. You begin to trust your instincts, navigate situations with confidence, and recognize truths without needing constant confirmation. Alignment acts as a catalyst, helping you distinguish between what is superficial and what is authentic. Your inner guidance sharpens, guided not only by reason but by the resonance of connection and the reflective power of another being. Even creativity and self-expression are influenced. The presence of someone who mirrors your deeper self can inspire new perspectives, forms of expression, and ways of being in the world. You may discover latent talents, interests, or ideas awakened by the subtle influence of connection. Transformation becomes holistic, touching thought, feeling, intuition, and expression naturally and sustainably. Ultimately, self-transformation is the hidden gift of profound alignment. It does not arrive with fanfare or external approval. It unfolds quietly, steadily reshaping perception, emotional depth, and self-awareness. This subtle growth occurs when life provides a mirror so precise it cannot be ignored. Being with someone meant for you does not define who you are, but reveals what you have always been capable of becoming. It illuminates the potential for wholeness, authenticity, and integration in every aspect of your being. A subtle, almost imperceptible rhythm emerges when someone is truly meant for you. It cannot be measured or explained logically, yet it is deeply felt. Emotional synchrony is the natural alignment of feelings, the way two people's emotional currents begin to mirror and complement each other effortlessly. It is a deep resonance beyond words or deliberate effort. When this happens, two individuals move together in silent harmony, responding naturally and inevitably to each other. Another remarkable effect of this synchrony is its influence on self-perception. Experiencing someone who aligns with your emotional world reinforces a sense of wholeness and coherence within yourself. You become increasingly aware of your own emotional patterns, triggers, and rhythms because they are mirrored back to you in a compassionate and non-judgmental way. This reflection fosters greater self-reliance, enhanced emotional intelligence, and a deeper understanding of your inner world. This alignment extends beyond immediate interactions. Even when physically apart, a sense of connection remains. You might sense their mood, intuitively understand their needs, or feel their presence subtly. Emotional resonance does not depend solely on physical closeness. It is an energy that flows between aligned individuals, connecting them across space and sometimes even across time. It serves as a reminder that relationships are not just external exchanges, but are deeply rooted in the alignment of feeling, intuition, and awareness. Daily life takes on more texture and meaning. Through this synchrony, simple experiences such as sharing a meal, walking together, or observing a sunset gain significance that would otherwise be missing. Emotions are no longer isolated, they are shared, amplified, and enriched through the resonance between two conscious beings. Moments that might have seemed ordinary now carry layers of connection, understanding, and mutual recognition. Emotional synchrony also builds resilience. When challenges arise, knowing that someone is attuned to your inner world offers grounding and stability. You are not navigating your feelings alone. There is a partnership of empathy and understanding that eases the impact of difficulties. This shared emotional rhythm becomes a source of strength, showing that connection can transcend circumstance and support growth and healing in ways that solitary effort often cannot. Ultimately, emotional synchrony is a subtle but powerful force. It operates quietly beneath the surface of connection, guiding interactions, shaping perception, and deepening experiences. It allows two people to experience life in a way that feels coordinated yet natural, intimate yet expansive. When this alignment occurs, ordinary emotional patterns transform into a flowing tapestry that creates a sense of unity, safety, and profound resonance, both comforting and transformative. There is an almost imperceptible sense that signals when someone is truly meant for you. It is not logic, reason, or conscious choice. It is a subtle knowing that arises from within. This intuitive guidance reflects the mind and soul working together, attuned to life's patterns and energies, sensing a path aligned with a deeper purpose. It is the feeling that even small decisions are influenced by something beyond the ordinary, carrying a sense of clarity and inevitability. This guidance often appears as a gentle nudge, a quiet pull toward choices that feel right without justification. It may manifest in small ways, such as knowing when to speak, act, or pause. The clarity it provides is rarely explained, yet it is unmistakable. The inner self recognizes what the mind cannot always express, steering actions naturally and harmoniously. Over time, this sense strengthens, reinforcing trust in intuition as a reliable guide. When two people are aligned in a seemingly destined way, this intuitive guidance becomes even more pronounced. Their presence illuminates possibilities and paths that were previously hidden. It is as though life itself provides subtle signs, encouraging steps that resonate with the deeper selves of both individuals. This is not about control or trying to manipulate life. It is about a quiet responsiveness to its natural flow. Each choice and action begins to feel less random and more connected, as if an unseen force is guiding events in a meaningful and coherent way. One of the most remarkable aspects of intuitive guidance is how subtly it affects timing. Moments of hesitation or uncertainty often resolve themselves naturally, guided by an inner sense of what is right. It is as if the mind knows when to wait, when to act, and when to observe. This timing may not be measurable, but it carries a sense of correctness that aligns with life's rhythms. Decisions feel less stressful because the guidance itself provides reassurance, a calm confidence that choices are in harmony with a deeper order. Intuition also shapes perception. When someone is meant for you, you become more sensitive to subtle cues, patterns, and energies. You notice small details that might normally go unnoticed, a shift in tone, a fleeting expression, or an unspoken need. These insights are intuitive rather than analytical, emerging naturally from a state of attunement. Your inner self interprets these signals, guiding responses instinctively rather than through calculation. This heightened awareness strengthens connection and allows interactions to flow smoothly and naturally. Intuitive guidance extends beyond immediate decisions. It shapes long-term direction and choices, influencing life in ways not always obvious in the moment. Alignment encourages actions that support personal growth and mutual resonance. Opportunities that once seemed coincidental carry deeper meaning, and challenges appear as invitations to act in accordance with inner knowing. Over time, the accumulation of guided choices fosters a sense of purpose and coherence, reinforcing the belief in a higher intelligence at work. Trust is vital for this guidance. It requires listening to the subtle voice within, even when it contradicts conventional logic or external advice. This trust grows gradually, strengthened by experiences where following intuition leads to clarity and harmony. Alignment between two people enhances this trust as each interaction confirms that inner knowing is reliable. There is a sense that life responds when choices are made from this place of attunement, offering signs, synchronicities, and validation. Intuition is empowering. It creates a sense of agency grounded in awareness and understanding rather than fear, habit, or outside pressure. Decisions are informed by an internal compass that senses resonance, alignment, and purpose. This allows individuals to act authentically, honoring both themselves and the connection they share with another, even amidst uncertainty. Intuition serves as a steady anchor. Life is unpredictable, and challenges arise, yet guided by this knowing, the mind and heart navigate difficulties with confidence and calm. It does not promise perfection, but it provides a framework for clarity and trust in what feels truly right. Ultimately, intuitive guidance is the quiet current shaping decisions, actions, and perceptions. It moves life subtly but profoundly, offering direction aligned with purpose, resonance, and mutual attunement. When someone is meant for you, this inner guidance becomes a compass through the complexity of experience, providing certainty, clarity, and quiet assurance. It is not about completing yourself or finding perfection in another. It is about resonance, alignment, and the natural unfolding of what has always been possible within you. Life feels fuller, choices feel clearer, emotions feel deeper, and ordinary moments gain significance. There is harmony, unspoken understanding, and guidance that makes the journey meaningful. When someone is truly meant for you, the transformation is not just about the connection itself. It is about awakening your own soul awareness and capacity to experience life fully. You move through the world with a deeper sense of trust, presence, and clarity, knowing that some things in life align not by effort, but by the quiet, powerful rhythm of destiny. In that awareness, everything shifts. If this message resonates, embrace your inner journey with us. Like, subscribe, and comment awaken below to affirm your alignment with these truths.